WTN Dan Manda Show. Pleased to welcome on in Douglas Ducote. And Doug, I very much appreciate having you in here. And you're talking about a lot of great things. And you're going to be appearing with Mike Huckabee. You're going to have some filming later on today or tonight. And so you have the ability to stop by and see us as well. And I very much appreciate you being here. And you've got, 4 pages of bio here. So let's just go through this real quick. And we're going to talk about some red flag laws and some veterans and how they're affected by PTSD and some other things. But give us a quick synopsis of yourself. You're a veteran. You're a medically retired United States Army Staff Sergeant, which, you look like a sergeant.
Thank you.
Yes. I can't do any push-ups or pull-ups or anything else.
Yeah, I'm a retired U.S. Army. Also served 9 years in law enforcement. Was active duty as well as National Guard. Served 4 combat tours for America. And born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I started a veterans nonprofit. It's called Veterans United for Justice. And we have a Facebook page. We have a website there for it, but we don't use the website. All the vets go to Veterans United for Justice on Facebook. And sadly, because of the upcoming red flag laws and looking at shutting down conservative speech, we have social media going after conservatives. And because of something I shared with my personal Facebook page, Veterans United for Justice, where we help vets with PTSD, has actually been, I'm stopped from actually utilizing it right now. So
why did they ban you?
They said that they banned me for 30 days on Facebook for promoting hate, because I shared on my personal page, not Veterans United for Justice, because we don't do any politics there, a Twitter situation I was in where they were banning me for a couple of weeks for posting something political.
You were banned on Twitter. And
banned
then
on
you
Twitter,
shared that story on Facebook.
On Facebook.
So they banned you on Facebook, and then they took down the Facebook page that was designed.
Well, they didn't take it down. What they did was they banned me from accessing it.
Wow.
I can't access my own page to help these vets. And they're doing the same thing as far as my YouTube channel. We put out a video recently explaining to veterans and family members, just trying to bring alert to it, that the Veteran Suicide Hotline set up by the VA was putting vets on hold that were calling and disconnecting. And we did a video on that, and YouTube flagged that video and said it was not appropriate.
A couple things. One, is that still going on? I've been talking about this forever.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That is astonishing to me, given the fact that this has been going on for, years.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not slowing up in any way, shape, or form. Thankfully, we have a president that has done some good things for veterans.
Yeah.
Sadly, he does not realize, or the people in his inner circle are not letting him know what's happening at the ground level with us that are out there trying to do the footwork and help these brave heroes, men and women that have served their country with honor and dignity, and then they come back and go through basically war all over again, except it's with their government.
Yeah, we're talking about PTSD, we're talking about suicide hotlines.
Oh, yeah. I deal with veteran suicide almost daily. Now, the ones that go deeper into the Facebook page and can see that I have a phone number, will contact me that way. But my normal everyday sharing information, getting messages and retrieving them and contacting them that way, I cannot access it. And
lives are literally at stake. And
oh yes,
you've
exactly.
got Facebook playing these stupid games.
That is correct.
That is so frustrating. So let's talk a little bit about the red flag laws. I know that this is something that happens in some states, not other states. The president is now talking about instituting some red flag laws.
Yes,
I don't know if he's talking about a national basis. So let's talk a little bit about, because this was debated a little bit yesterday, as a matter of fact. And so go ahead and describe exactly what a red flag law is. Most people know. If somebody says, hey, you're a danger to yourself or others, you should be checked out. But go ahead and go into some detail.
And I go into detail about that a little bit. but also we recently put out a press release on it and did a couple of videos on it as well. So anybody can go to douglasducote.com and they'll be able to sign up for our free newsletter, free information to get, when we have videos out and the things that we're talking about and discussing that are important to all American patriots, period.
Yeah, and we'll get the spelling here in a minute, but go ahead.
Sure, no problem. But anyhow, the red flag law situation is, the way it's designed is if someone knows of an individual who is threatening to harm themselves or harm someone else, or they're making comments that are leaning towards that, it gives them the ability, the person that hears this, be it a family member, be it a friend, to reach out to law enforcement, let them know about it, let them know they have a weapon, and then law enforcement can come in and confiscate that weapon from them until they go into a court system and a judge makes the final determination whether or not they're actually a danger to themselves or others.
Yeah.
Now, it's labeled to be put in as far as mental health. So, they're looking at it as people that have mental health issues should not be allowed to have a weapon. Okay, I agree. Most veterans will agree too. If you have some type of a mental health issue and you're a danger to yourself or society, you should not have a gun. All right, but we have members in the Democrat Party that are looking at and pushing for veterans that have PTSD, and that's two different things. PTSD and clinical craziness do not mix. It's not the same thing.
Right.
And but we have them pushing to take guns away from any veteran that has been diagnosed by the VA with post-traumatic stress disorder. So here you are, you go off, you serve your country in combat. In my case, I did 4 tours. We've got guys and girls that are coming back with 8, 9, 10 back-to-back combat tours. And then with these red flag laws, they're going to be able to go in and say, because they've been diagnosed with PTSD, we will take their guns away from them. And they're already doing it in some situations. If a veteran was to say that their spouse or loved one takes care of their financial situations for them and their VA check or their disability, instantly, you just lost your weapons.
Wow. All
right, so that's already in play.
Yeah.
So now we add this, and we already have the most outspoken members of Congress with this are the 4 ladies, the
4 Stooges, I call them.
Yeah, the 4 Stooges. And they literally have come out in statements and tweets and press conferences. They hate America. They hate veterans. They hate law enforcement. They want all open borders. It's
dissolve ICE.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get rid of ICE. So look, if everything falls apart in America, we have another 9/11, for instance, except on a larger scale. And we already know the FBI has come out and admitted they are watching and monitoring cells all across America where we have people that support ISIS and have come in and or trying to funnel that, feed it with money and so forth. If they were to come out and start actually attacking us here, the way it happens in other countries, and we see it happen all the time on the news, who is the first line defense to help our law enforcement? And that's going to be your combat trained veterans.
Yeah.
We all have combat training in that situation, and we will be the ones that have our law enforcement officers 6, and your 6, and the American people.
Yeah.
There is not enough law enforcement officers on the streets of America in any city.
No, they don't want to be cops.
Exactly. Nobody wants to put up with that, with
right.
what they're up against. So, the best case scenario is going to be combat veterans that took an oath. We swore to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and especially domestic. And we see a cloud building right now, a very dark cloud that we don't like. And if we don't start paying attention and wake everybody up to let them know where we're headed and the direction it's going, and it's not the direction you want this country to go in, trust me, because I've been to the countries that they want us to be like.
Yeah.
then we're going to be in a situation where it's not good for anyone.
So unfortunately, our time is up. I wish I had you on for the entire hour, but I can't right now. But the website is DouglasDucote.com.
Correct.
And it's Douglas, one S.
Yes.
And then Ducote, Ducote. And
Correct.
so it's DouglasDucote.com. You're here to ultimately tape an episode of Mike Huckabee. Do you know when that's going to air?
I do not yet.
Okay, very good. If you're back in Nashville, will you come visit again?
I sure will. And I thank you so much for having me on and allowing me the opportunity to spread this information.
Yeah, I feel like I could talk to you for an hour. And unfortunately, as I said, our time is short. But appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, sir.
And good luck with your ventures, because all of these things are really, really good things that need to be addressed. And I wish you the best of luck. It's 2:45 on WTN.